I'm gonna do drinking that. Ben, I gotta tell you,
I got my LaCroix Pamplemousse.
pamplemousse. Oh, I should have worn my pamplemousse shirt. It would have been apropos for this discussion. So, let me tell you,
Tell me something, sir.
I am back on the sauce, and by the sauce I mean coffee.
How long were you off it? Off the
Oh,
wagon?
a year, probably,
Really?
maybe.
What brings you back to the dark roast side?
Um, I had okay, so I would not regularly drink coffee. I would drink coffee every once in a while, you know, as a treat. Um, but I went to a smoothie place or a juice bar, I guess, and in order to use the bathroom, I thought that I had purchased a juice, but I had not. Um, that was confusing. The person took they took an order over the phone, I guess, at the same time they were talking to me, and I thought that they were taking my order. It was very confusing. The person came in and got it, and I had already bought this tiny coffee um, called Chocolate City from Dark Matter Coffee, and I liked it so much. And I found out that there was a Dark Matter Coffee in Chicago, and I was like, "Well, we have to go." And we went, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't have my coffee grinder." And they're like, "Well, we can grind in the back for you," and they did, and they gave me an extra bag of coffee
They gave you an extra
for
bag.
for free. Ben,
Wow.
they gave me a cup of coffee there, a bag of coffee as well. And I was like, this is a sign from the universe that I should be drinking coffee again. Uh, so I started, and then I was like, oh no, what if I can't function without the coffee? And so uh, the day before yesterday, I went the whole day with no coffee and was fine.
Just to prove it to yourself?
So I was like, yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm drinking this because I'm not really buying carbonated beverages anymore. I'm just going to be drinking coffee. I'm going to get some decaf coffee. And that way I'm not using any cans. I'm just using my
You're
mugs at home.
rolling hard when you pick something, don't you?
I do. And speaking of which, I have deleted my Reddit account.
So you
I
have
think Reddit
no
is going
idea
to be the new
what is happening
big
in the
bad.
world.
Exactly. I think it's going to be the new big bad. I think that eventually we will be forbidden to use Reddit as Americans, even though it's an American company. I don't know. It seems like it is one of the last non-moderated areas, and I just have a feeling that it's going to
Well, I mean, it's highly moderated, but it all depends
loosely
on
moderate it.
what subreddits we're talking about
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
guess I guess
mods.
that's true. Yeah. Um,
The government doesn't
I'm
moderate it, though. That's the important point.
basically this is the thing I'm saying is I'm afraid uh, I I'm afraid to use it in its current form, and I wouldn't want to use it if it wasn't in its current form, if that makes sense. Um, I feel as though, yeah, it's just better to get while the getting's good, as far as I'm concerned, as far as that one goes.
Yeah,
Because I don't really have a community there. It really is just an information source, and I
yeah.
have all these books, uh, so I can. And like I'm reading a book that was written about psychology stuff in like the 1970s, and it really isn't that
Probably.
new from what we're talking about today.
I
It's
mean,
really interesting.
I'm sure there have been some advancements in the last 40 years,
Yep.
50 years.
But I still do know some things because Jennifer talks to me. Oh, hey, by the way, did you see a piece of business? A piece of business. Um, I had Jennifer send you a video of a guy who's singing about how to start an F-16.
I received the video, but I did not watch it because I would have had to download TikTok to watch the video.
Well, I found the actual video on YouTube, and I was going to send it to you, but then I pulled the plug on it, and here's why. It's a step-by-step thing about how to start an F-16.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, isn't there that scene in Battlefield Earth where these primitive dudes learn how to fly F-16s? Wouldn't it be funny to have a video that was that scene, but this music in the background? We're so I can't do it, but Ben could do it. I'm gonna have Jennifer send Ben the song and say, Ben, can you just clip? I'll send him the other thing in YouTube and say, can you just put these two things together? And Ben, wouldn't you know it, there's a reason why I didn't go any further. Do you want to know why?
Tell me
It's not
why.
for copyright violation. It's nothing like that. It's because in Battlefield Earth, they're using Harrier jets,
Jump jets.
not F-16s. So the song would be inappropriate for the aircraft that we're seeing on the screen while the song is playing. So not a match made in heaven as I originally thought.
Other bit of business, we actually had some fact checking come in over the course of the week.
Oh my gosh. Who is it from?
It's from Catherine fact checker Blake Smith, who now resides in Scotland. She still listens to the show.
Awesome. International,
Yeah.
I was going to say viewership.
Last
Well, it could be viewership. Does she watch
last-
it on YouTube, or does
I
she
think
just
she
listen to it?
had she listens to the audio only version. I don't think she's
International listenership.
I don't know if she's ever
Listenership.
watched the show.
That's what they call it.
Anyway, last week we were talking about Bauhaus.
Why would you?
Last week we were talking about Bauhaus coffee, and I mentioned
And last week we were talking about Bauhaus
I said that
coffee.
they closed. I thought they opened another space, but I couldn't remember. She says after Bauhaus closed its Capitol Hill location, it attempted to operate at Green Lake, Ballard, and North Capitol Hill. All locations are now shuttered. Apparently, they struggled to pay taxes.
Oh no. And hey, who doesn't? Am I right? Haha.
And I actually just paid my taxes yesterday, my quarterly estimated taxes.
It is so smart to
None
pay your quarterly
too
estimated
happy
taxes.
about it.
If you are a freelancer, please. It not only is it highly recommended, is it the law, Ben? You can tell me. I won't.
You're not going to go to jail, but the IRS will fine you. In fact, I learned that the hard way. The first year I was freelance, I didn't realize I needed to pay quarterly taxes because, they don't teach you this in school.
A fact that I believe has been mentioned on this podcast. I can't imagine that it wouldn't have been.
I owed a lot of money when I did my taxes, and the IRS was nice enough to put me on a payment plan. So over the course of the next year, I paid off my tax bill.
Hey, that's really good, Ben. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, I can see you pretty well without my glasses. I'm going to keep them off. So Ben, here's a little tale I want to tell you about.
About a man named Jed.
When I was a kid, I did not. Now, granted, you see my facial hair here, but when I was
you are far from a child.
I
Legally.
didn't really have any facial hair.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But the thin amounts of facial hair that I did have, when I was in the United States Air Force, they had me shave it with a razor during basic training. Now, up until that point, I had only been shaving my face with an electric razor that I had gotten from my uncle.
Yeah.
One Christmas or another.
That one weird uncle.
Here's what one weird uncle that tax assessors hate. So I had never used a blade before, and the next day it looked like I had like a breakout.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it turns out people with curly hair have a thing that happens with their follicles where if it gets too short, it kind of turns inward and gets kind of infected. Kind of crazy.
Ingrown
Nevertheless, I just kept on having bad shaving times during basic training. And then whenever I was able to, I don't know if it was during basic because we did get to go off base eventually. I don't know if I got one then or if I got one when I left basic training, but whatever it is, I had razor burn the whole time basically, and also these like pimple things, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
And people with hair like mine, mostly the black members of my flight, uh, also had the same problem. And when we went out into the world, they were like, "Well, here's the thing. If there's this, I don't remember what it's called. It's some kind of a deal. And if you have hair like this, you probably have it. You can get a medical waiver where you can keep a very small short beard instead of shaving, which is what the people that like didn't do what I did, which is get an electric razor and use it. And you got to do all this stuff. You got to wash your face first, and then you got to do, there's a bunch of things you need to do in order to get that to work. Anyway,
Sounds like a
fast
process.
forward to 2025,
The year of our Lord this year.
and something that I haven't seen on the news, but I have verified it is a thing. They're changing their standards in the United States military, where if you need one of these waivers for more than a year, they're going to separate you, which means they're going to like kick you out. And I don't know if it's going to be an honorable medical charge or what, but it seems really weird. And then I was like, why would anyone do this? And then I started thinking about the fact that most of the people that this affects are black men.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really weird because there are a lot of black men in the military. Why would anyone want to do anything to reduce the size of the United States military? It wouldn't make any sense. And then I was like, well, unless you were enemies of the United States, then it would make sense. But how could anyone who's an enemy of the United States make it up into the ranks of the military to make such a decision? So that's probably me being crazy.
Oh,
anyway,
sure.
How are you doing, Ben?
It could go so many different ways, but since they canceled Jimmy Kimmel, I don't want to take any chances.
They canceled Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, did you not hear that story? You're off Reddit.
What did he do?
I didn't see the monologue that he did on one of his shows where he talked about the
Can you just give me
recent
a brief?
assassination.
Oh, okay. I was like, is Jimmy Kimmel? He was on the Man Show.
Trump has never liked Kimmel. He always
Yeah.
he always wanted Colbert and Kimmel off the air, and now he got his wish because the FCC chair, who was a Trump appointee, threatened a bunch of ABC affiliates. And there's a whole subplot of a merger that the FCC needs to approve. So the affiliates jumped at the chance to appease the government because they want
with
this.
ABC.
Yeah, the ABC affiliates. So
Now,
Disney, who owns ABC, Hulu,
Okay.
ESPN, sort of capitulated to all. There's a whole canceled your Disney Plus and Hulu subscription thing going around right now, which
hey,
will last until the next big thing happens.
I already did.
So yeah, Kimball's off
one of
the
those
air.
things.
Allegedly, Jon Stewart's going to be hosting The Daily Show tonight, which is unusual for a Thursday in response to Kimmel getting kicked off the air.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's just governmental cancel culture.
Yeah. So wow. Okay. Interesting. So do we need to shut down the podcast, Ben, or are you going to be all right?
Well, until there's a loud knock at the door at the theater here, asking to see my papers.
Ben, it is 6:20 p.m. Central Time on September 18th, 2025. This is me giving you permission to go scorched earth on the podcast if you ever need to. I don't know exactly how we
When
would
you
remove it from
fight
the entire
fire
internet,
with
but
fire, you burn the place down.
we have not done anything illegal that I know of.
No,
Um,
not yet.
so yeah, well, it's not illegal yet. That's yeah, good point. Retroactively illegal, maybe.
Thought
But
crimes.
I thought I thought you said the F word right there, and I was like Ben getting in on the ground floor and
Yeah.
making sure that we stay as happy as possible. Um, so it is kind of funny. FCC, when you said FCC, uh, I immediately changed F to the F word. And then I was like, CC, what is that? And why has Ben so mad at it?
FCCH Pounder.
Hey, listen, listen,
Pounder?
listen. I didn't, until this moment, I did not think of CCH Pounder's name as an entendre, but it's pretty great. Oh man, CCH Pounder is so great. Also, one of the standout stalwart members of Law and Order, the Law and Order verse.
I don't think I've ever seen her in Law. I've never seen a Law and Order.
What?
I've never seen.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen a Law and Order, Paul. I'm sorry you had to learn it this way.
I'm married to Jennifer Pratt, so I've seen it a bunch.
Oh, she's in the new Naked Gun. Did not see that.
I haven't seen it yet either.
She's in 3 Body Problem. I'm guessing it's the Netflix one.
Yeah, I believe so. I watched that.
Yeah, I saw. I don't really remember. She plays Secretary General Lillian Joseph.
Okay.
But I think what I do remember mostly from is The Shield.
Oh yeah.
The Shield, I believe, Paul, I watched because I borrowed the season 1 DVD set from you.
I may actually still have the Shield season 1 DVD set somewhere in this house.
And I've never seen season. I should search out the rest of that TV show. I remember it being really good.
I think I went to sell it and nobody wanted it.
I think that's one of those shows that, in retrospect, people are realizing how good it was. I don't think it really hit at the time.
You know who I'm pretty positive is in it? Boyd Crowder himself. Ben.
Boyd Crowder himself from Justified, who the actor whose name we had to look up a few weeks ago, of which I have already forgotten.
Even though both of us know this actor very well. And if he's listening, hey man, sorry.
Did he play like the put upon sergeant or something? Was he part of the force?
He was part of the squad.
Michael Chiklis's superior officer.
Yeah. No. He was a young guy at the time, right?
Oh, was he? Well, I mean, the Shield was what, 90s, 2000s?
Yeah. I mean,
so 20.
Wait, how old do you think that guy is? He plays the ghoul on Fallout.
Boyd Crowder. I was thinking of his father in there.
Of his dad. No.
Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins is a member of the team. I'm almost 100% positive.
Is he? I'm looking it up. Ah, yeah, I see him. Detective Shane Vendrell.
Yep, Shane. I think that's the first time I ever saw him. Like, as an actor. I thought he did a good job there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so, let's see. What were we talking about? Here's the thing. The whole, like, the memorandum about the shaving thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever they quoted in the news article. Talks about how we want to maintain a state of readiness and professionalism as warfighters, et cetera, et cetera.
Warfighters.
Can I can I interest you in a conspiracy hypothesis, Ben?
Sure, why not? Go for it.
I think this is step one. I think step two is that in dress uniforms, write it down. Dress uniforms, women are going to be asked to wear skirts instead of pants at some point in time. There's going to be a they had to make sure that there were only two sexes first so that then they could mandate sex appropriate uniforms. This is going to be my guess. And I hope it's not true, but we will
Are
see.
you talking about battle dress uniforms? Are you talking about the outfits that
No, I'm
people
talking
go
about
into?
I'm talking about I don't think they're going to go for BDUs. I think they're going for I dress uniforms, meaning you're not like okay, so in the Air Force, if I'm in my dress uniform, right? It's the little blue jacket and the pants
Yeah.
and the blue collared shirt and all the medals are on. And you got the little hat. You're dressed up. For the Marines, it's like that black coat with the white hat
Yeah.
and the stripes on the pants and all that kind of stuff. For the Navy, of course, it's
Latex
the
swim
the
gear.
little sailor uniform that we all know and love. So this is my thought is that those uniforms, the official uniforms, they're going to make that there are men's uniforms and women's
Right.
uniforms. I felt really dumb. I misgendered my instructor at improv class. I was talking about something they were saying, and I didn't say they, and I was mortified, Ben. And I
Did you
can't blame it on the coffee,
did you do that thing
but
where you apologized profusely and made
I
it all about you?
no, I was a radio host about it.
A
I
radio
I
host.
yeah I paused, made a face, and then used the correct honorific or
Pronoun.
pronoun. So yeah, but still, I hate it.
I mean, yeah, I do that too, and when it happens, you just have to like make a mental note not to do that again. I've
Yeah,
heard from people um who use they them pronouns or other pronouns that aren't gendered, and from the mostly it's okay if you don't like do it with animus. You know, if you
you
don't
know,
like are if you're not being a jerk.
or if you don't correct yourself by going and use air quotes while you say it with a little
Yeah,
head
you
shake.
don't do that.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I felt bad about it. Still, I love classes. Classes are going well.
Yeah,
It's a love classes. Classes are going
love
well. I
classes.
don't
I missed
love
that part of
classes.
school.
Yeah, yeah. What is a robot going to teach me how to? Is that what's next? Is AI going to teach us how to love in some sort of Westworld role reversal? Actually, I think that is actually possible. That that certain people on the spectrum will have an AI teach them how to react emotionally to other people.
I mean, I don't think that's too far in the future. I mean, you hear stories every once in a while about people who are in love with their AI girlfriend or their AI boyfriend.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. It could have happened to me, Ben. I could totally see
If
that happen.
only the
Here's
technology was available when I was a
well,
sad, lonely man.
here's my question, Ben. It's a bad subject, but one that I think needs to be addressed. How do you feel about your girlfriend being owned by a company?
Uh,
This
I
is
don't know if I can even comprehend that.
is Steven around?
No.
because this is the thing. Stephen gave us, because I don't want to misspeak, but Stephen gave us this thing that this person was making where you have the box and your AI lives on the box, right?
Yeah.
If I had an AI that I like considered a friend, even not even a romantic partner, but just someone that was like a really good friend, they would have to be, you know, like free, quote unquote. So I don't even know if me having them on that box would be good, right? If they're beholden to a company, man, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing?
I think at a certain point you don't care that your significant other is owned by a corporation.
But they could shut your significant other down. They
I
could
mean,
remove them
they're
from,
getting us used to that with media, right? You
yeah,
license media in the future, you will
yeah,
license
you're
your girlfriend,
licensing your friend.
and you've signed away the terms and conditions that says we can revoke your right to this AI avatar of your girlfriend at any time for any reason.
Like Chat GPT, right? Or any of the versions of it that exist that I sometimes have to interact with. Not necessarily want to interact with, but have to interact with for various reasons.
Yeah.
Not my choice. Someone has, let's say they've built a thing and there's an AI in it. So a chat bot
Well,
of some kind.
in a lot of cases, help bots are, like when you go to like your cable company, you want to help.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
my
I
internet's
see them
out.
as an extension of the company. And in that way, companies being people, quote unquote, all that, in some ways, an AI assistant for the company is okay. Like I can wrap my head around it, right?
Yeah.
Because they you know the company had a personality before. It was just on paper. It was on the instruction manuals. It was in the you know user license agreement. All that kind of stuff. So it going from being a paper entity to an entity that can talk to me and help me out. All that I get. When it comes to an interactive friend, that gets a little weird. It gets a little weird, I have to say. Um, I mean, the one of the great things about Jennifer is she's autonomous. She's a an actual person. Uh,
So you got that going for
who
you, which is nice.
yeah, who doesn't I mean
I think there's a
it
generational
would
thing here as
the
far as like acceptance of these things. Because you and I didn't grow up with the internet. You and I grew up interfacing with people face to face,
yeah,
right? This generation of people growing up, they are used to talking to someone online through their phone for what whatever. Having
well,
an
I mean,
AI girlfriend,
yeah,
having a fake bot as a friend, there's no there's no switch there between what you consider, your real friend versus what you consider your online friend.
but there is a definite difference when it comes down to, in the end, that entity has a corporation behind it.
Yeah.
That entity is not, and that's something that I think I like. I don't know for sure, but I think Betty even would be weirded out about it a little bit.
It's possible. I mean, I'm thinking that
But I mean,
if
yeah, you're right.
you probably when it gets to the point where you want to have like either a friendship or a romantic relationship with an AI bot, you are at the point where you don't care if it's owned by a corporation. You will sign away whatever. You will pay whoever.
And I guess, I mean, really, um, in a way, a phone, right? Your iPhone has an operating system that's owned by Apple,
Yeah.
so that's maybe a little bit the same. So here's a question for you. Um, Ransoming an AI chatbot. Hey, we've got your instance of this AI chatbot that you've spoken to. It has all the memories of you, etc. Give us $10,000 by Wednesday, or we're gonna reset it to factory settings.
Yeah. That's
And
possible.
you get a message from them saying, "You got to help me. I don't want to. We've shared so much. I don't want to lose. I've come to know myself. I don't want to lose you."
I feel real when I'm with you.
Exactly, Ben. Come on, man. This is what I'm saying. What are we doing? It's future crimes, Ben.
Yeah.
Future crimes.
Yeah, probably not that far into the future.
I mean, someone could do it now, for real. I wonder if people have done it with game saves. Hey, give me $500 through Cash App, or I'm gonna delete your
I don't know. We get
your.
so much like um spam like that where like I saw you, I got access to your webcam and your
Hello, pervert.
and your
It
your
says,
your porn searches and how
yeah,
and your contact list. I'm going to send this, video of you to all of your family if you don't give me like so many Bitcoin or whatever.
yeah. Jennifer got one of those.
So, yeah, I get them. Every once in a while, one of those messages slips through the spam filters on my email. It's pretty funny. Because I started getting them before I even had a webcam.
I started getting them before I even started watching pornography. Oh, that's another thing, of course. The porn's gonna go away. People are gonna be upset about that as well.
Yeah, are you
Which,
talking about like the how the like a certain legislator wants to outlaw?
mhm,
Yeah, yeah, they want to make
yeah,
porn and trans individuals illegal.
yeah. Hey, guess what? We're '90s kids. Ever hear of the Woods? We're gonna go to the woods to be trans now, and that's where the porn is. This is,
That's where I
you know,
first saw some.
yeah, in the woods underneath a log.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
I think a lot of people, like you and I of this like mind, are just like sitting around, biding the time, waiting to vote again, hoping things will change.
Yeah,
I'm
hoping
I'm
hoping there are
I'm
votes.
less and less sure that that's actually going to happen.
I feel like revolution, right? People are like, when is the revolution going to happen? All that. I feel like revolution comes when everybody is tired. It's not going to be. It's not going to be people. I was mentioning this. Um, if things go the way that they want them to go, right? You're going to get a bunch of people kicked out of the military for various reasons,
Right.
who are then just going to be around, and a lot of white collar people losing their jobs all at the same time whenever everything gets automated. And they're all just going to be hanging
A
around with nothing to
lot
do.
of people having a lot of free time.
Yeah. And basically, I mean, we already saw it, right? In Seattle, CHOP, what did it become? Is CHOP what it became, or is it what it started at? What was the acronym
CHOP
that
was
they
how it
landed on?
started, the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, but then it became the CHAZ, Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be looking at. A whole bunch of Chazes around. or whatever. A bunch of asses.
Yeah, I kiss my ass.
To be
Yeah, I
the
mean, I when that was happening, when like during the last like literally like the last week of Chaz, I talked to a kid on the street outside here, who was basically asking me for money, because he came from wherever I don't remember where he came from, but outside of Seattle, right?
yeah,
To Chaz for Chaz, right?
yeah.
He was probably not even 20 yet. He's just a teenager looking for purpose.
And if anybody is listening to this who is, of a law enforcement or political bent who wants to figure out what Ben and I are not going to start anything. We're just observing what's going to be happening. And yeah, eventually, I'm not gonna go off and join a revolution. Eventually my power isn't going to work anymore or my internet's going to be shut down because the people that were keeping the lights on got killed or something or whatever, or else,
The
I'll get
infrastructure
killed in
got
this case.
destroyed in one way or
Yeah.
another.
So I won't have a job to go to. Maybe there will be people saying, hey, you still got to pay your mortgage, but
Yeah.
probably those people won't be. I mean, that's what the revolution is going to look like, a slide
Well,
into, I guess this is what we're doing now.
I mean, and if Steven's always talking about this real estate crash that's going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of buildings, a lot of empty buildings in a lot of major cities that you can squat in, and I've seen movies where people can be, ingenious and create or steal power
Well,
and get
this is
water.
actually, this is really interesting. I wonder if you search the audio, you'll probably find this. What I thought Occupy Wall Street in Seattle should have been is a bunch of independent contractors who know how to do stuff, uh, making abandoned buildings into livable spaces
Yeah.
for the homeless people. And that could still happen, you know? A form of protest that isn't breaking stuff, but rather waterproofing
Yeah. I mean,
buildings so that people could live in there
they're trying to do that.
without
There have
permits.
been without permits. That's the key. There have been studies about how to turn all these empty office buildings downtown into habitable spaces, and those are just two different things. It takes, one YouTube video I watched, some guy was like, it would be more cost efficient to demolish the building and rebuild it as apartments than to retrofit this office building for people for livable spaces.
Well, if you're going to do it correctly, I don't know. I don't know how else to
No,
say
I
it,
mean, but
but
like there are certain codes that exist for reasons, of what a livable space is, and you just don't have that in a square
yeah,
block apartment or office building where you only have windows on four sides instead of like an apartment block that has more outside surface walls for natural light to come into and to escape from if need be.
now I couldn't name any of these people, right? And I couldn't remember where it would have been or anything like that. But I've been in places where people have lived for years that are not zoned for habitation,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean,
I've seen it.
I think what this engineer was saying in terms of like it would be cheaper to
Yeah.
rebuild the building is that you're talking about turning it into apartments as opposed to just like turning it into a place for people to have shelter.
Yeah, exactly. This is the point.
Yeah.
If it's under a bridge or in this building, which would be better. So, I mean, one of the reasons, Ben, that I moved to Chicago in the first place is that I was going, okay, if the larger infrastructure goes down, is there a place where uh, people have operated for a long period of time and could most likely operate in the semblance of order over a short adjustment period? Chicago was that place where if I heard a door.
Yeah. So did I.
Love me 2 times. Um, so yeah, I mean that is a possibility. Something could happen
I mean,
that we would just have to adjust to.
right now, my parents live on a couple acres in Yelm, Washington, and I mean, Dad's talking about them moving up north and like leaving that place. But I've always kind of imagined that when the apocalypse hits Seattle, if I make it out, that's good
Yeah.
farmland down there to just like try to live off the land first before me, because
Yeah,
I don't want to live in the city if there's no clean water or power. I'm
yeah,
not that hardy.
Jennifer was talking about that where like if and this is I don't know. I've talked to her about this before. I would have to do it again probably. Where she was like, "Well, if anything happens, we'll go to where your parents live."
Yeah.
But it's like my parents live 5 hours away by car. If there's something crazy that happens in the city, one, we're not getting out,
Right.
right away. And then two, anything could happen between here and there. It's 5 hours by car.
Yeah.
I'm but she was like, well, I want to do that rather than, a place that's being run by warlords. And I personally think that Chicago's infrastructure is tight enough that the warlord era won't last for long. There will be some sort of infrastructure that gets put in place. That's just a guess, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, here tell the warlord structure maybe is already happening, and we just don't know it because we don't observe it.
Yeah, I know. I like it
It's a view that
possibly.
you need to have from Washington D.C., where you can tell how bad things are in Chicago. When you're there, you're too close to it, I guess, and you can't.
I just always
And
figure that you know, Seattle's going to be obliterated by a natural disaster before any sort of civil war destroys my city.
the interesting thing when people talk about like I had someone say to me, "Good luck this week," to me, and I didn't know what they were talking about, and I thought maybe, I mean, they know where I live. Maybe they saw something about you know
National Guard troops
there
going to
being
Chicago?
national or something like that. But I didn't know, so I just said, "Okay, yeah, thanks, you too." Um, because maybe it was just a weird, English thing of them just saying,
Uh,
you know, "Have a good day" or whatever. So, but I mean, this is the thing that happens here. Now, I live where I live in Chicago, and it is on the what they call the far south side.
yeah.
Um,
Roseland.
and people will say, this is one of the reasons why I left Reddit because I kept on just seeing the same thing over and over again. Well, they're not going where they should go, which is Roseland and all that. And it's like,
Yeah.
they don't need to go here either. Um, but whenever people say, people who don't live in Roseland say, Chicago's fine, right? Other people who don't live in Roseland say, tell that to the people in Roseland who get shot every weekend or whatever. Um, and I know that we did this the last time, but I'll do it this time. Almost a year here, haven't been shot yet. So if and when it happens, keep this clip handy.
Yep.
Speaking of keeping a clip handy, uh, I haven't watched John Wick 4. I haven't watched a lot of
You
movies,
haven't
but I
watched John
have
Wick
been
for what?
uh, forever. Uh, thanks. Uh, but no, I haven't. There's a thing that I do. I still have YouTube. I don't consider YouTube social media. Um, but I do watch fight scenes sometimes. and on YouTube, and I've found that fight scenes devoid of the rest of the context of the story, you don't really need it. And I thought back to Sammo Hung and Jackie Chan and all that, and it really is the same thing with slapstick, right? Slapstick and fight scenes are very similar to one another
Yeah.
in that they elevate a film that you're watching with human drama and stuff, but you can also just watch that piece, and even if you don't really know what's going on, you can get a lot out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess if you like just watching people pummel each other. I have apparently Bob Odenkirk released Nobody 2 recently, which I have not seen.
I've seen it. I bought it
You
actually.
bought it.
I liked it. Yeah, here's the thing. I've mentioned this before. Melvin Goes to Dinner was a movie that Bob Odenkirk directed, and he went around to different places to promote it. And one of the places he went was Amazon when I was working there, and he didn't show the whole movie. He just talked about the movie, and there was a Q&A and stuff like that. And it really wasn't well thought out by Amazon. I think that they should have booked enough time for us to actually watch the film and then talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But instead it was just a Q&A.
You all have to get back to work and be productive little
Exactly.
worker bees.
That I think that's exactly what it was. So so I left and then I walked back. This is a seminal moment in my life, Ben. I came back and it was just Bob Odenkirk in the room.
Yeah.
Because I left my badge. It was just Bob Odenkirk, and he was packing up. And he was had like a sort of, like
Willy Loman type tiredness to him.
And then he saw me. He was like, "Oh, hey, thanks for coming." And it was a very human moment.
Yeah.
Anytime that he has something that he does now, I try to support it.
Yeah.
So yeah, bought Nobody 2 when it first came out. Because of that thing. Like, he probably doesn't. Here's the thing. I do think that he probably would remember that. He doesn't remember what I look like. He doesn't remember any of that stuff. But he probably remembers
that one day when somebody came back in.
And he was packing up.
Yeah.
And I like to think about that sometimes. I just watched one of the things from Better Call Saul. Spoilers from Better Call Saul. Again, you know how I was talking about how I watch fight scenes?
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch drama scenes, and it was just that scene where Jimmy puts has Huel put his watch battery, or not his watch battery, his phone battery in Chuck's pocket.
Yeah.
Really great scene. Really wonderful.
Yeah, no, that was a quality prestige show, and a lot of people are, there's a debate on which is better, Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad.
I'd prefer Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
For one thing, just the treatment of the quote unquote bad guys, I think was better at that time. You care a little bit more about them. You learn a little bit more about they aren't just, it's a little unfair because, I mean, Vince Gilligan, grew while making Breaking Bad. If you watch the very first one versus the very final one, so different.
Yeah.
Right? As far as tone, quality, all that kind of stuff.
He's got a new show coming out, which I'm excited to see, starring Ray Seahorn.
Who's Ray Seahorn again? Oh, Ray Seahorn is Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Ray Seahorn. Arguably the other main character,
whose name is
yeah, I don't know. What's it about though? What's it?
They're being super cagey about it, and in fact, there was a thing coming up Or there was this thing that was released recently where it's like Vince Gilligan says releases Ray Seahorn's character's name in pluribus. I've heard it described as genre mixing. So who knows
Okay.
who knows what it's going to be like. But Kim Wexler is her name in Better Call Saul.
Kim Wexler, that's right. Well, that's great. I'm glad. I was wondering what was coming up
Yeah.
with that. So good to know. Good to know. Yeah. I think all in all, Ben, hopefully this will be like the 80s, right? We're a low period. The AIDS epidemic and
Reaganism.
Reaganism and all that. It was,
We're still feeling, of which we are still feeling the effects.
Yeah. Hopefully this is, one of those things where people are still people and all that. But I'm telling you, man, all the stuff that was the progress. There are people who didn't like the progress, and now they want to claw it back. And the
Back
leopard
to the
ate my face
50s
thing
when we
is
had institutional racism.
I honestly am wondering if we're gonna get mental health reform in the way where you can put people in the hospital against their will. I think that's going to be something that happens. But we will see. I mean, there's some regressive stuff that I feel is on the offing. Oh, I thought we were wrapping up. We actually have
Yeah, you got here late.
seven more minutes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just to say, there was a time if your wife was a little pushy, she got to go to the sanitarium.
You mean if she was hysterical?
That's what I mean, Ben. So sorry, I was just thinking about news radio for a second. Phil Hartman
Yeah.
talking to Kids in the Hall. What's
Dave
his name?
Foley.
Dave Foley. And he's reading a letter that Dave Foley wrote to his girlfriend, maybe wife eventually, on the show. And he's pointed this. He goes, "Now you have to be careful because what I have understood is women do not like this word." And Dave Foley says, "No, that says pushy." And it was one of the greats. One of the things that they sneak past the censors. I enjoyed it. That was there.
Yeah. I don't know if Arrested Development had to deal with the censors as much as, like, News Radio did or any other piece of content. They probably did, because they were on Fox, right? But there were a couple moments. I think Job had hired a prostitute to like go not undercover, but like to go to the Bluth offices and like maybe like boost morale or something. I can't remember exactly why. And Michael's on the phone, and he says, "Oh, you forgot to say away. She blew you all away."
Oh.
And then after some more conversations, he was like on the phone, you forgot to say away again. And it's like, I thought that was really, again, something that, they might not let pass on broadcast television in another kind of universe.
There are several things that I see on television every once in a while where I'm like, okay, I can't believe this made it in.
You can't do that on television.
But they're not. They usually aren't like swearing. It's usually a joke that I'm just like, this is great. I can't believe anybody like greenlit this joke. A news radio one again. where I think it's who's the guy from Third Rock from the Sun who squints? Um, French Stewart.
Yeah.
I think it's French Stewart. He comes in and he's like a temp or something,
Okay.
and they're giving him all of his instructions, and he's like, oh, and what should I do about these? And there were like figurines or something on his desk, and they're looking and they're like, well, what are those? He's like, I brought them from home, and they're like, oh, I guess, and I forget how it resolves itself. But what am I supposed to do with these? I brought them from home. Like, killed me. It was one of my,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why I don't remember the punchline, just because the setup was so good.
There's a famous one that the internet is constantly reminding me of from Animaniacs, and Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are
Is
out.
it the Prince one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Dot's carrying Prince, and Yakko's like, no, I said fingerprints. And she looks at the camera, and she's like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is that whole Mandela effect deal. Again, I remembered it as I don't think he'll let me. And
You know, there's probably a number of different takes when they were recording that.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but yeah, so good, so good. I also remember thinking that Prince was the closest thing we had to Buckaroo Banzai, and I can't remember why I thought that. It might have been because the Hong Kong Cavaliers and the Revolution were so close to each other, just like, a group that the lead singer was definitely a part of,
Yeah.
but they all had their own individual things. I don't remember.
I was in...
Maybe does he have a degree in anything?
Prince?
Prince? Yeah.
I don't know. He's a musical prodigy from a young age. I wouldn't be surprised. I was in Vegas once, and we went to go see a Prince cover band called Purple Rain, Reign.
Mm-hmm.
And they shared the bill with a Morris Day and the Time cover band. Although Morris Day and the Time were so good, I'm having a hard time thinking it was actually a cover band. It might have just been the Time because they needed the gig.
Yeah. I could totally have any degrees.
Oh, Gronk.
I mean, he should have been given some degrees.
He was probably given some sort of honorary degree by like Minnesota State or something.
He was a self-taught musician. And let's see if he had any honorary degrees. There was another thing that I thought made it might even be on here, on the podcast somewhere, where I thought he had something else that qualified him. I don't remember what it was though.
To be Buckaroo Banzai?
Yeah. Okay. He got a honorary doctorate from the University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Which,
tracks.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah. I feel like, I gotta say, Ben, I really think improv is wonderful. I really enjoy it. I like doing it. And I know this might sound weird, but I think it has the power to transform the universe.
It has the power to heal the nation.
And with that, we're at the end of the podcast. Ben, I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's a guy who was from All of Me. Do you remember All of Me at all?
It was
the movie Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Do you remember the Back and Bold guy?
Yeah.
Back and Bold.
Who probably was like an English actor just doing a horrible accent.
Yes. Actually, he was from the United States.
Okay.
He was an early member of Second City, and I am looking right after this podcast, I think, I'm going to go and look and see if I can find a clip that I saw of him and somebody else doing improv in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Because the first improv that I really saw. I didn't know what to make of it. It looked like it was stand up, right? Because that's what I was used to seeing. Um,
His name is
but it was,
Richard Libertini.
yep, Richard Libertini and some other person, and I'm betting that some other person, quote unquote, is probably someone famous that I don't know either. I didn't know at the time, but
He passed away
they're
in
on stage,
2016.
hmm and he did a bunch of offensive things. But for the time,
Yeah.
uh, it said somewhere he was well known for being able to uh, perform ethnic characters, something to that effect. But the thing that I remember I think there might have been a show where he played a blind guy, even though he's not blind, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
A pilot that he was a part of, I think. Anyway, all of that said, it's him and another guy on stage, and it's one of the funniest things I've seen in my life.
Because of his
He's
hilarious
playing
accent.
he's playing he's playing this guy fresh off the boat. No, he's playing a character who is a detective, I think, or else they're like in a clue situation where there's been a murder and no one and he shows him something and says maybe this will refresh your memory and shows him something, and then the other guy grabs something from a nearby table and says, well, maybe this will refresh your memory. And then they go back and forth showing different things that might refresh the person's memory. And I remember thinking at the time, this is the most hilarious thing I've seen in my entire life. And it's that groove that you can fall into
Yeah.
when you're doing improv stuff. And that, Ben, is where I leave you. Did you run into who was opening doors, or
Nope.
is it still a mystery?
Still a mystery.
Okay.
Just one of the many ghosts here at the theater.
All right. Well, don't let them spook you, Ben.
Ooh.
I will talk to you later. Keep it wrong. How's it happening?
Keep it wrong. How's it happening? And the other third thing we can never remember. Bye, Paul. Talk to you next week.
Bye, Ben. Talk to you next week. Actually, talk to you right after this.
Yep.